Hi, so my setup looks a little bit weird, and if you're wondering why, it's because I'm standing, because I decided, I needed to go on a run. I felt like I needed to. It had been a week and a half since I ran, so I started at puck drop for the third period, and I figured, if we could just keep it going, like if I just keep running, maybe that'll help Vegas, because I'll definitely be awake, which they weren't for the first half of this game. So, maybe that can just maybe, then I don't believe in superstitions typically, or that I have any impact on the game, but tonight I thought, why the heck not? Let's just see. And so we get going, and I hit the point that I normally am forced to stop running. My mentally am blocked. And that's when Pavel Dorofeyev scores his third. It was a hat trick. Yay, fantastic. That was a lot of hats and I just hurt my toe. And that was a sign I needed to keep going, because if I kept going, Vegas would somehow overcome a 4-goal deficit. That's right, 4-goal deficit against the Nashville Predators, who, let me check the standings, third worst in the league. No one projected them to be that low, but yeah, no, that's terrible. And Vegas, they just kept going a little bit. They definitely didn't allow Nashville to have any offensive opportunities, and they kept going, and I was like, all right, we're getting there, and my body is giving out on me. I could already feel my legs starting to scream, right? And I keep running. I hit the 30-minute mark. I hit the 33-minute mark. We pull Aiden Hill, or not Aiden Hill, it was Samsonov in net. We pulled Samsonov, and I was like, we can do this. We got this, right? This is gonna be the first 4-goal comeback in Vegas Golden Knight history, and even if they lose this game, we're still gonna be able to get that goal, go into overtime, even if Pavel Dorofeyev has to score all 4 of them, which it was looking like it very much needed to happen that way. And of course, it doesn't happen. Ryan O'Reilly scores the empty netter to make it 5-3 Nashville as time expired. There was a second left, but they just that this game technically only was 59 minutes and 59 seconds. They just didn't want to even play that 1 second, because why the heck would they? Vegas just forfeited this game, right? There's time on the clock, otherwise that goal wouldn't have counted. Therefore, that time that was allotted to this game that they didn't play, it's because Vegas literally gave up. And it's not like they showed up to begin with. And so I'm standing right now because I know that when I finally sit, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stand back up, to be honest, which is more than I could say for most of the Vegas Golden Knights, because they did not play. I've literally been standing since I started running, and then a little bit before then too. So, puck drop of the third period. It is, that started 10 o'clock. I've been standing for over an hour now. It's sad that's how it works. But I ran 4 miles. Good for me, right? Except this loss is bad for Vegas, and I don't want to take that trade. I'd rather be totally, okay. That's a little too far. Anyway, I'm eating yogurt, so that cancels out the calories I lost, right? I ran 4 miles in 36 minutes. It was exactly 36 minutes too. Vegas loses 5-3 against the Nashville Predators, who again, like I just said, third worst in the league. Steven Stamkos had 2 goals, which isn't as impressive as Pavel Dorofeyev, the second youngest Vegas Golden Knight player to have a hat trick for the Vegas Golden Knights. That's fantastic. Good for Pavs. He's the only one that showed up tonight. You know who the youngest was? Dylan Coughlin. Do you know what that the hat trick happened in? A loss. I need to eat my sorrows out. As soon as Pavs got that first goal, which was a power play goal, 3 power play goals in the last 2 games for him, and then he got the 4th, and that's 4 goals for him in the last 2 games. Incredible stuff. The only one that really cared tonight. I say that with a little bit of jest, because obviously all of Vegas cared. Tanner Pearson had a chance at the end. Olofsson was trying, couldn't get much going. Samsonov had a couple of amazing saves, including robbing a cherry-picking Jonathan Marchessault in the first period. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this team. And last game was relief, right? But out of the last 4 games, we've lost 3 of them. Slumps are okay. All 3 are to non-playoff teams. Yes, people projected Nashville to do better. Yes, it is a revenge game. So his teammates, Jonathan Marchessault's teammates, all, which is really weird saying that and not thinking that that's Vegas, all wanted this game for him. Him specifically, right? He's Jonathan Marchessault, of course. They're gonna work hard for this guy to have a revenge game against his team. But, no. Vegas, you'd think one would have, the last say. They were dead asleep the first half of the game. I'm not even joking. They only had 1 shot on goal. for the first period. It didn't come until 17 and a half minutes into the period. They were so close to having 0 shots on goal for the first time in franchise history in a single period. The other time that we had 1 shot on goal, which was the lowest, so we tied it for the lowest, was against Montreal in 2021. I remember this game. And we won that game, actually. That's fantastic. They outshot us 20-1 in the first period, and we won that game. That's fantastic. Could you imagine that? And then game 72 last year against the Nashville Predators in Nashville, we were up 4-1. We were up 3-0 as well. 4-1 in the third period. Nashville comes back, wins it in overtime, or the shootout. I don't remember. But good on Nashville. They have our number in Nashville, I guess, and just can, you know, do great things. And the thing is Vegas, tonight was the first night we were fully healthy. Our fully healthy lineup. We had Eichel back in, which if he was out with an illness, which he was, right? Odds are that is starting to spread through the locker room, and they can't just all sit. So they're all probably just playing, and that's a possibility. And they did show fight back into this game. Pavel Dorofeyev deserved way better tonight. Like Dylan Coghlan deserved way better when he scored his hat trick, and as still to this day the only defenseman to score a hat trick for the Vegas Golden Knights in franchise history. But yeah, Vegas loses 5-3. Jonathan Marchessault didn't have a goal, but he did have 1 assist, I want to say. He was credited for 2 at one point, but they took one of them away. I'm sure he'd rather take the win because that's him. And also Jonathan Marchessault, like, I know for some of us, it left a sour taste in his mouth, the way that he left, the way that he trashed, not the the organization, not the fan base. Oh, are you kidding me? I think he loves Vegas still. But, yeah, no, it wasn't an amicable breakup, to say the least, and he got the win today. He got the first win, which is sad for those that have it against him, and, like, I can't blame you, but at the same time, I don't. And yeah, like, we can laugh at where Nashville is and say, like, contributing to that much, but he is. He's the second leading scorer on the team and leading in goals. And he is on pace for 27 goals this season. Like, he's having a really good stretch recently, which is definitely increasing his stats. But if he continues at the pace that he's been at the second half of, like, the second quarter of the season, he's going to have a really good season. And with the cap being projected to being where it is, like, we're not going to know. We're just not going to know, right? But Vegas just doesn't have cap, right? And Pavel Dorofeyev, who has stepped up into that role, is doing phenomenally. And I'm so glad that we have him because he has a bright future. He has only $1.835 million in cap space for the next 2 years and is still an RFA after that. So, you know, maybe we keep him, and that's great. But Vegas really needs to figure their stuff out, like, as soon as possible, because, like, stuff happens, and we have a comfortable lead in the Pacific and in the Western Conference in general. Like, Winnipeg's up there with us, but I mean, our record against the Western Conference has been impeccable so far this season. We have like 3 total losses against the Western Conference so far. We just gotta figure it out. And actually, we talked about revenge games. Vegas seems to suck at them. Our first time against Fleury, we lost. The Blackhawks beat us 2-1 in the Fortress. So that was fun. Riley Smith's first game in the Fortress against us, they won, the Rangers did. He lost with the Penguins against us last year, but, you know. And Jonathan Marchessault's first game against us, even though it was not in the Fortress, it was away from us, like, he won. But the funny thing is, Vegas had technically a revenge game, the first game they ever played, which is weird because we had the rights to Mark Mathot. We picked him in the expansion draft, we traded him to Dallas, and we played Dallas in game 1, and Dallas lost. So Vegas is just used to revenge games, I guess, if you want to count that. But I think the first player that we played against that actually played for us, I think, was Brendan Leipsic. We traded him to Vancouver, and Vancouver played us, and they lost. So, I don't know. It's just the important ones seem to kill us. And it's not like a 5-3 is a killing. 4-0 was a killing. But Vegas, you know, fought back. They made me believe for just a second that what I was doing was contributing. And no, this is why I don't believe in superstition. Are you kidding me? No, I'm done with that. But 4 miles was good for my health, I think. I don't know. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but that's going to be it. I'm done. That's going to be it for Game 44's Nightly Review. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.